So, whatever happens in this world, it happens by the will of God. Only God decides everything. We are no one to decide anything. We are just the doers, okay? So, before we get started, please subscribe my channel, follow me on Instagram if you want to take my personal consultation. So please check the link in description, okay? So without wasting time, let's start this video. Okay guys, so Rahu is a planet that represents obsession. Okay, see, in the past life, whatever you were thinking about or whatever was your main focus of life, okay, not only Rahu but Rahu and Ketu, these two houses, in the birth chart or in the Navamsha chart, so that house was main focus of you, and if you leave that obsession, then only you will be able to go towards Ketu and get moksha. Okay, so Rahu is something that we don't want to leave, and we are too much in illusion about that thing. Okay, we are very much in fear that we will lose it. Okay, now for example, that your Rahu is in the second house. Second house represents wealth, family values, and everything related to family, ancestors, wealth, food, okay, and also education, money, finance, right, Taurus things. So we are quite possessive about it. Now if your death occurs, your soul will constantly think about the family. You will not want to leave the body and go towards God. No, you won't. Like you think like, what will happen if I die? So in that case, we get that kind of placement of Rahu, which we don't want to leave because we want to come back on this planet. Now it is not always the case. If Rahu is well placed in the houses like 3rd, 6th house or 11th house. These are the houses in which Rahu is well placed, or in the 10th house. So here the obsession is under control because everyone is having Rahu, right? So obsession is under control, okay? And it also depends upon which sign it is in. So all these things are important. Now if Rahu is not well placed, obsession is not under control, we are too much obsessed or possessive, so it depends upon person to person. Now why you have got Rahu in the 2nd house? Because in the past life you were too much concerned about your wealth, finances, your enemies. You had the fear of enemies. You had the fear that someone will take your wealth because someone took your wealth in the past, or someone killed your family, or someone did something to your family. Okay, for example, Rahu is in the Gemini sign, so something related to siblings. Here you can have past life connection with your siblings. Okay, you can have past life connection with your neighbors. Your neighbors in the past life must have become your family in this life. Okay, so there is some kind of connection like this. And what else Gemini represents? It represents communication. So some karma that is related to communication, or you are too much concerned about your speech, what you speak in your family, because there was lack of communication maybe in the past life, because of which misunderstanding occurred, and now you're focused about it. Okay, so all these things are represented by Rahu. So something happened in your past life, something that was not good for you. That's why you have got this placement of Rahu in the 2nd house. That's why you're too much obsessed about your wealth, you are too much obsessed about your family, or when it comes to your family or wealth, you don't want to leave it at any case. And now here you also have to see which side Rahu is placed. That side will become quite important, okay, because your obsession will be towards that thing. If it is Taurus, then it will be very much towards the family, wealth, my wealth. You don't want to leave. It's not your mistake actually. Something happened in the past, but you lost that particular thing. Okay, something happened because of which your faith towards that broke. Like in the 7th house, it may give obsession towards relationship. Now one thing, it also shows ignorance. We ignored that area, right? We ignored it completely because of our focus on something else. You ignored your family because when the time came to realize that your family was important, it was too late. So it also shows this thing that we ignore this thing in this life, and that's why you won't be able to ignore. No, a whole life your concentration is going to be towards the family, towards the wealth, towards your enemies daily life, towards the disputes, towards the career. Okay, but it gives career growth. It really gives career growth, and it shows some good karmas that are also related to your career growth. It will help you in your career growth. Okay, it shows already past life karmic connection, not only with your family, but if you get married, then with your spouse's family as well. Okay, so there is a very deep connection between all these things, right? There is a past life connection between you and your family, or between you and your spouse's family, because Ketu goes in the 8th house. It also gives you immense knowledge regarding astrology, makes you very, very intelligent, and you will be having fear of enemies. No matter, you will show from outside that you don't have fear of enemies, but from inside, from your heart, you will be somewhere scared because you were defeated by your enemies in the past. Okay, and to defeat your enemies, you will also use some wrong ways. Okay, depending upon the chart, so you can also use some wrong ways what I say, to defeat your enemies. Okay, so this is what it shows basically here when Rahu is in the 2nd house, because it aspects the 6th house, 8th house, and the 10th house. 8th house aspect will not be considered because Ketu is there, so it's the axis that is working here. So now what you have to do? Firstly, see, you have to focus on your family. Here, you are a person who doesn't want to donate your wealth. You are scared. So here you have to help your family financially. Help, if people come to you to ask help from you, even your enemies come to you to ask help from you, you have to help them in any case. Okay, you really have to help them. You don't have to deny that I will not help, or you just go away. No, you have to help everyone financially. Don't be scared, and let your finances open. You are too much obsessed maybe about savings, so you don't have to be. You have to maintain a balance, like these are my finances, these are my expenditures, these are my savings. So you have to maintain it properly so that everything is properly settled. Your family should not suffer financially. If you have money and you are just hoarding your money, saving your money, and your family is starving, so it will create bad karma for you. You need to make your family live happily. Okay, help them financially. See, if they're financially okay, it's all right, but if they're not okay and you have money and you're not helping your family, then it is wrong. Okay, you have to help your family financially. Not only financially, you have to also in other manners, whatever you can do, whatever is the situation, but you have to. So the obsession that is created by Rahu, you have to let it go. You have to let it go in any case. You have to understand that unless and until I will not let it go, I will not set it free, I will not get moksha, or astrological knowledge or occult knowledge will not come to me. So I have to set it free. Okay, just like Rahu in the 7th house, we have to set our partner free. It is important. Unless and until we do it, it's not going to work. So you have to set, like some people, they are too much obsessed about their family members, too much protective about them, so they make them very restricted. So removing that restriction is important. You have to set everyone free, your family free, and not always keep check on finances. No, unless and until you do it, you won't get moksha. And now you know what you have to do, and what is the situation. Other thing is that you lie. sometimes you lie, depending upon the sign there, you lie. So because you're scared that if you speak the truth something wrong will happen, so you have to learn the skill of being honest. You have to be honest, no matter what, you have to be honest. Okay, honesty is important. Never lie. If you lie, you will create bad karmas. Never ever take else's wealth. Your wealth should be earned by your hard work and nothing else. If it is not the case, you will create bad karma. So you don't have to lie and help people financially if you are able. Okay, guys? So this is what I mean to say. Rahu, see, unless and until we leave the obsession of Rahu, nothing is going to work for us. Leaving the obsession of Rahu becomes important. Now you know how your obsession of Rahu is working, having Rahu in the second house. Here you also can see it from the Navamsha chart also. Okay, because Navamsha also tells about what is happening. Now marriage part is different, but still it will work in that way also. So you have to, only the remedy of Rahu is maintaining a balance between Rahu and Ketu. And see, I'm not saying to leave everything, leave finances. I'm saying what? Leave the obsession. Obsession is what? When we really want to get it. Because Rahu doesn't have stomach. So it just wants to get. I want more finance, I want this, I want that. So this thing never ends. Because Rahu is never satisfied, and you will never be satisfied no matter how much you get it, unless and until you convert your attachment to love. You will not be satisfied. You have to let go of that attachment, that obsession that Rahu is creating. Okay, then only you will be able to get moksha and salvation. Okay guys, this is the remedy that you have to do. And thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and bye bye.